So just as soon as I finish my small piece of candy, we're going to get started. Mm. Mm. It's all good. Doesn't need to be anybody out there. We're going to get started. I feel better than yesterday. Still not good. 3, 2, 1. Here we go again. Live from the Crescent Moon Temple. It's the morning show with your host, Tolinar. It's time to play the music, switch all of the cameras on. It's time for the morning show and I'm going it alone. Let's quickly check the chat room. There is nobody. Oh my God, chat's amazing. What the hell is that? Anyway, that's cool. The host, the guest, the audience, it's what I'm supposed to be. There's no one even watching. It all depends on me. And that's nothing unusual. Actually, I'm going to transition right away here. Check this out, folks. Isn't this cool? This is our new chat system. Twitch integration appears to be just fine, you know. One last quick mic inspection. Woohoo! Pick a topic of conversation. Something I ought to know. Modern news is too confusing. I don't know what I want to talk about though. These chat boxes are pretty sweet. I got myself a new tool. That's how it goes. Look at this thing here. I can type so much and it goes. I can do a whole paragraph, and if I keep going, yay, the bottom one falls off, and that's really adorable. That's the way I do it my way. And someone did a great piece of art for me. Let me get their link. They're on Twitter, I think. Just a second, I'll post them in chat. It's the same person who did the framework. They did a little bit more for me. The whole thing's really awesome. And it's morning time, let's go. Get in the friggin', look you epic streamers, boy. Get in the chat, come over here. Quit trying to get me to DM you. You've never watched a single show in your life. I don't know what the heck is your story. Anyways, chatbots, spare me. Here's the person who did this fantastic work. You might want to check them out. They have color variants of this beautiful mold, including the amazing chat box right here. Today on the morning show is brought to you by the letter S and the number 8. And by viewers like me, because brother, I'm it. Well, let's see here. We're going to talk about the sliver of trauma, I think. All right. Get this marked. All right. Summer, I have to use 3 days in order to get myself unsick. Okay, welcome to the desk. Get the volume down on that. Very good. Maybe a little higher, not quite that quiet. There we go. That's what we want. Right there. Right there. Okay, sounding good. Working on my volume control, keeping it fine, keeping it tight. It's what we want. Yeah. So as you can see, Witch Fallen has given me this fantastic streamer chat. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to be playing with it all morning, I'm sure of it. Real good. We're gonna pin wedge falling up here. Just fantastic stuff. Look at this. Ooh. Ooh. It's so nice. So let's see. Today, why don't we go into the sliver of trauma. Okay, that's a thought we can have. Oh, before we forget, today is Friday, February 27th. We'll get this up and running. Stamp. Zoop. Nice. So, here we are. We will rock and roll with this. Let's get some tea cooking. I am still sick. Not as bad. Oh, my system is sick, that's for sure. Just a second. Okay, there we go. I got it. Still learning to control this rather finicky system. I'm going to produce something better. Give me time. I'll make something amazing. You'll love it. Woo! Did you see it fall? You fell. Woo! The chat's so cool. Yup. Woo! It's nice. Oh my gosh. The chat's entertaining. Okay. That's neat. That's nifty. Tea. Let's get the lights on. We'll do some tea. The cat wants to sleep. The cat did not get any sleep because it had to sleep next to a sick person, and sick people don't sleep well. So I was a bad sleeping partner. I was yomping all over and sneezing and gooping, and I'm still kind of goopy sneezy. Not as bad as I was, but I'm bad. I'm still infectious. Yeah, we're cusping. It's on its way out, I'm sure. Hopefully by noon I'll be asymptomatic and I can call back to work. Be like, I'm returning. Oh my God. Because I really hate feeling sick like this. Okay, so we are going to brew some non-caffeinated tea and some caffeinated tea and mix them all together. Trying to get my air fryer clean yesterday to no avail. Now my sink needs cleaning again. We'll do that later. Trauma is something. We'll talk about trauma. Because talking about trauma can be better than not talking about trauma. Not always, but it can be. It can be good to talk about trauma. Sometimes you're just hashing something you can't do anything about, you know, better to let sleeping dogs lie. And sometimes talking about trauma can help reveal what needs to happen. for things to get better. What can be done? What can even be done? Hopefully everything's okay. I suspect my account is not the glowing award that I was hoping for, but I'll take what I can get, you know. Oh boy. Neil deGrasse Tyson outdid me yesterday, as always, talking about evaporation. Pretty freaking awesome. He explained how transpiration decreases in a ratio to the boiling point, so you can literally calculate it down. And use it as a ratio to determine how quickly something is going to evaporate by temperature. Really neat. It helps explain why evaporation happens to a body of water even though it's so cold. Oh no, my mic is missing its fuzzy bopper, isn't it? No wonder. Okay, hang on. This probably sounds awful. Give me the fuzzy bopper from your mic. I need a microphone upgrade. That may be on the docket. That may be something we do in March, is get myself a microphone upgrade. Because, yeah. Time to get all the hydration in the world. Stardew Valley apparently had its 10th anniversary. Holy cow! Sandy will be marriageable, and Clint eventually. But not now, but eventually. $10 years. That's 360 times a week. 360 weeks. There's probably an extra 10 years that you don't see baked into it. Not to mention, the person who created it had a huge gaming background, meaning they've been studying video games their whole life. They knew exactly what they wanted to create and how to create it. Wow, I look like shit. I am definitely sick. Holy cow, is that me? Oh, it's bad. I look like a smashed gremlin. Okay, so it would be fun to do something that long. Get going, don't you think, kitty? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have always had the blessing of not having a lot of pressure placed on me, except for my own. So I'm something of a self-starter, but not a real self-starter. Tea reaches a rolling boil. I'll do her right there. A little hotter, just a little hotter, just a little hotter. Waiting for consistency across the pot. We're there. Right. A nice cup of tea. 4 cups of slag is what I'm going to call it, I guess. The steam promptly fills the bags and pushes it up out. So I'll grab the cap and slap her back in there. Push down, then pull up to allow for full extraction. That'll be good. Okay. Ugh. Gross. All right. Yeah, let's talk about trauma. Trauma. That is what is, we know trauma is bad. You know, trauma is when something in the past hurts us so badly that we carry the wound into the future. It's not good at all, right? So, what exactly is, I'm sick, sorry. It turns out I'm not quite finished being sick yet. Trauma is when a person's conscious picture of reality and their unconscious picture of reality don't line up anymore. A person who experiences post-traumatic stress disorder from wartime consciously knows that the world around them is safe and peaceful, but their body understands something different. Their body understands a situation of violence and is prone to reacting to that situation of violence with the goal of staying alive and staying out of suffering. So the trauma that they have carries forward through their life in this way. Unfortunately, Hi. I love you, kitty. I know I've been intolerable because I'm sick. I've been intolerable because I'm sick, but I love you. Dang. Forgot this is how it works. You sleep and you think you're fine. Then you get up and you start moving, and the more you use your energy, the more you discover you are not fine. Okay. So, a person's conscious and unconscious representation of reality don't line up. A person consciously wants to believe something is one way, but their body has been unconsciously taught that it is something else. So unconsciously, they are ready to react to disaster. And consciously, they want to think that reality is safe. In the same way, a person who has traumatically suffered from lying or betrayal or all these other terrible things that humanity can do, consciously believes that humanity is capable of good. But unconsciously, they disagree. Unconsciously, they believe the opposite, that humanity is bad mojo and that things will turn out poorly. And this causes traumatic motivation. So, we've been talking about how the mind divides into 2 halves. There's the half that does all the thinking, the ego, the conscious mind. This is the processor, the big planner. Then you've got the accounts balancer. This is in the background, the subconscious. The subconscious very quietly decides what we should do. Its job is to operate habits. So anytime the conscious mind is not actively steering, it takes over. If you're going to do something automatically, it's the subconscious mind that does it. So the subconscious is like, no problem. Let's get home, make ourselves comfortable. If you don't want to steer, I'm taking over. We talked last time about how giving your subconscious mind a chance to rest can greatly strengthen it. And this is what meditation is all about. Allowing yourself to dissolve into something consciously so your subconscious can unwind. But we want to talk now about what happens when the subconscious and conscious don't agree. This is trauma. Trauma is when the conscious mind believes something that the subconscious mind does not. The subconscious says, no, that's bullshit. Sorry, but it's just bullshit. This can cause reactions and unwanted behaviors in modern life. It can also lead to emotional duress. It can cause all sorts of strain and distraction in your modern life. All because the subconscious, the unconscious, thinks things are one way, while the conscious mind thinks they are another. This can motivate all sorts of unwanted behaviors. Well, there's nothing to do except say that's how it is, right? Well, maybe we can do a little more than that. I like to view traumatic experiences like slivers. In order to change the subconscious mind's opinion of what reality is, you have to go through and find the underlying cause for those opinions. The subconscious never comes to believe something without having a damn good reason. It always comes to that conclusion based on things that happened. It never decides based on possibilities. It doesn't ever decide on what reality is based on what might happen. That's the conscious mind's job. The conscious mind is the predictor. The conscious mind uses what has been to try and estimate what will happen in the future. The conscious mind is the one that makes big guesses, hoping that it's correct. The subconscious is all about track record. It's all about history. It primarily looks backward. And it says, well, here's what actually has happened. We can say this is true. No question. So if you walk across that floor and you step on a Lego 6 times in 7 days, then you don't care if your kids say they're going to put the Legos away. You are still going to be very, very cautious when crossing the carpet so that you don't stomp a Lego again. That's trauma. What you consciously believe and what you subconsciously believe don't line up anymore because your subconscious has evidence. It knows for a fact this is how it is. People who live through combat can end up experiencing things that were extremely dangerous and difficult. These moments they manage to survive by performing in specific ways. Their body learns to survive it. And these lessons are hard. And so they can enter into a lapse in times where specific feelings and emotions can cause the subconscious to say, oh, we're back here again. We need to deal with this. Although the conscious mind knows that can't be right. Can it? No. But the subconscious only cares about track records. Like, look, we survived this once, and I know how we did it. We're going to stay alive. And just trying to convince the person, look, it's fine, isn't going to help. It might not be fine. It's not like all those factors that existed in the world once have suddenly gone away. The fact that you're not exposed to them in the moment doesn't necessarily change the fact the world is still the world. So, some of these traumatic events can be very difficult to untangle. you may have to disprove things that are actually true, which can be impossible. Sometimes trauma is nothing more than an extension of an effect of reality. Now, one way you can manage trauma is to gradually overwrite negative events with positive ones. A person who has certain traumatic responses to things can gradually build forth positive events given time. You can, if a person has a bad birthday and comes to traumatically believe that all birthdays are bad, then gets out into the working world where people are nice on their birthday, they can gradually learn that birthdays are okay. But it takes time. Discovering the world is better or worse than what you believe it is, it'll be difficult. So today we have two people who liked my show but did not actually watch it. Just robots. Well, there's not a whole lot I can talk about in terms of trauma, and I'm still pretty sick, so I think I'm going to cut the show short. We're going to stop it about here, I think. I've said what can be said. I don't have a lot of trauma, so it's not really my place to talk too much about it, I don't think. I don't think I have too much important information I can share, except that the keys are, just because the conscious mind knows something doesn't mean the unconscious mind is convinced. It only cares about track record. And the key to overriding it is consistency and patience. And if specific things that indicate that difficult situation is coming back happen, then the unconscious can be like, oh, we're doing this now. I'm getting ready. And that's just how it is. You can take the sliver out, but it won't necessarily undo the damage done by the sliver, or attempting to remove the sliver for that matter. It's unfortunate, but it's true. All right, I'm going to go be sick somewhere. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.